Hello, good morning, happy Sunday. I hope this finds you so well and you are ready to get going with our All About Balance live. Today we are using a Bosu and some dumbbells. If you do not have a Bosu, a couch cushion works wonderfully. Good morning, that was just coming in. So if you don't have a Bosu, you can use a couch cushion. I'll be using both sides of my Bosu, but a couch cushion or just doing this on the ground is amazing as well. And we're really going to slow it down, bringing in that breath. Good morning. If you didn't see, I did post a playlist from Spotify. If you'd like to follow along, that's what I'll be kind of dancing to in the back. Really upbeat, but yet mellow, ensuring that we are staying slow and controlled through this entire movement today. So let's come down onto the floor, onto your mat, wherever you are. Good morning. So All About Balance, those who have yet to join an All About Balance class, we take away any momentum, any speed, and all of our movements, we really slow them down, embracing the sensations throughout our body, connecting to our core and our alignment. So we need to set up that foundation before we can get going. So in a seated position on your knees or on your bum is great as well. I'll get you to roll up your shoulders and then kind of just settle down, sink it in. Grow tall through your spine without pressing or forcing anything. Just see if you can grow your spine a little bit taller from the inside. Hands can stay on the legs, or you might bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your glutes. As you inhale, see if you can create more space, again, without forcing anything. Can you create more space between the two? And without squeezing your glutes, we're going to start blowing out birthday candles. Can you exhale, lifting through pelvic floor, belly button up towards the heart? We lift that entire unit. Inhale, release it down. I love thinking about a jellyfish swimming through the water. So as we exhale, those tentacles come together and we lift. And then as we release, it releases as well. Again, no squeezing of the glutes here. So your hand on your glutes shouldn't be able to feel any tension changes. The belly will though, and it's an upward pulling through the belly. Inhale, release. Good. 2 more breaths here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Kind of shake that out. We're going to add a little bit of a glute raise. So you can tuck your toes under if you're on your knees. If you're not on your knees, come onto them now. Inhale here. Exhale, drawing upwards and inwards. Now we will feel a little bit of glute activation on this one. So that's why we want to start it without the glute activation first. Because those glutes, they are going to want to take over and help out that pelvic floor whenever possible. But we want to be able to also isolate. One more here. All the way up. We'll bring this into a squat with a reach. So feet are about hip distance apart. Roll those shoulders back and down. Elbows are in. Inhale down. Raise all the way up into that reach. Now when we're reaching, make sure the rib cage stays in. So some of you might feel like you're kind of rounding through your spine, but I don't want us flaring through the ribs here. Inhale down. Gentle look down if your shoulders are tight. Inhale. See if we can get a little bit deeper in that squat. Inhale down. Exhale, raise and rise. We've got this. Down, starting to find that connection. What's going on in that body today? Do we have tightness? Do we have soreness? Are we feeling really good? Did we have an amazing sleep? Down and up. Beautiful. One foot is going to come forward. One foot is going to come back. That inside hand is going to plant down or coming onto the knee. So down and gentle twist. Baby on the inside, we will for sure plant that hand onto the knee and just reach that opposite hand up so we're not twisting as much through the torso. Enjoy that breath. Bring the hand back down. Exhale to come into the other leg. Step it back. So either hand on the thigh or reaching down or somewhere in between. Gentle twist. Really exhaling through that front leg. Hips come up nice and even. Feel that glute activate as we bring our feet back together. Reaching opposite. Down, reach. We'll get one more on each side, really pressing. Down, reach. Last one. Good morning, everybody. So good. Come all the way up. Shake that one out. Next move, a few options for you here. Come into all fours. Tuck the toes under. reach the legs up nice and high. We might start walking out. So one option would be to lift through one leg, bring it back down, lift through the other leg. If we still feel like we're waking up and that's too much upside down time, then we'll come into a downward dog to a cat-cow, and then reach all the way back up. And then we would come back down, downward dog to cat-cow. So we can either stay in that downward dog position, reaching through one leg and then the other, or coming through cat-cow, or maybe you do a little bit of both, like I'm just doing here. Almost there. Roll those shoulders back and down. Open up through the chest, firing up the lower body. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All the way back up to standing. We're now going to grab our Bosu or our cushion. So for the remainder of the workout, I'm just going to cue for the Bosu for simplicity purposes. However, if you're using something else, please know that I'm not meaning to offend. One leg up, one leg down. Let's come into our offset squats. So as we come down, our hips come between both legs. And then you'll feel as you stand up that you will shift over towards the foot that's on the floor. And that's okay. Inhale down, try to bring the seat between both feet equally. Inhale, exhale. This is gearing us up for our first move here. 3, 2, 1. Let's come over onto the other side, planting both feet so they're wider than hip distance here, bringing the hips in between. And then again, when we straighten both legs, we feel that shift over top of our stabilizing leg. Toes should be able to lift at the bottom of that squat. Chest is high. Bring the hips down low. Do we still have connection control with that breath? Inhale down. Exhale, raise and rise. We've got this too. Last one, find that connection all the way up. So good. All right, grab a sip of water. I'm just going to adjust my mat here. Sip of water, sip of coffee, whatever you are sipping on this morning. And then we're going to bring that Bosu back. So blue side up. I have 10s here. You grab medium dumbbells for you. We're going to do some lower body, some upper body. All right, 2 rounds, 6 moves. Pretty quick here this morning. Should be about 20 minutes of work time. So grab, I know I'm coming down onto the ground. Don't follow me. Grab these dumbbells. Let's bring our left foot onto the Bosu, and right foot is on the floor. Now I just want you to do a quick check. When you come into a side lunge, so left leg is straight, right leg is bent, make sure that right knee is tracking over top of the right ankle. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come into a side lunge. The glutes come out behind. So we're not here. We're here. Chest is nice and proud again. Not here. We're here. And then with an exhale, first one, that's why we're practicing. We come into a squat. So we step off into a squat. And I can't watch you as I do it or else I'll fall. So side lunge to a squat, 50 seconds on one side, then 50 seconds on the other. Balance isn't there this morning. We do this on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Inhale down. Exhale, feet together into that squat. Firing up that left glute. Place the right leg down. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. With each exhale, that drawing upwards, inwards, through the pelvic floor, through the core, and then on the inhale, we release. So just as our legs are working through a different range of motion, as is our pelvic floor, bring the weight back into the heels, chest is up, hips go down low. So good here. Keep this going. We have 10 seconds to go, and then we'll switch sides. Down, raise, lower, raise. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Adjusting that space if you need to. Sliding it over. Second side. Right leg comes up. Left leg down. Here we go. Second side. Side lunge. Into that squat. And now you can adjust your foot. I did have it a little bit off center so that when I bring my other foot, it's a little more centered on that Bosu. Inhale down. Exhale, raise and rise. Hips coming out behind the heels, making those little adjustments. Inhale down. You've got this. All about balance. Slow and controlled. That doesn't mean our heart rate isn't going to increase here. Lower and rise for 3, for 2, and 1. Beautiful work. All right, now we are coming down onto the floor with that Bosu. Knees are on. Grab one dumbbell here. Leave the other to the side. So hips are going to feel like they're a little bit in the air because our hands are now lower than our knees. That's okay. We're not going to allow our body to sink into that. Our arms are really straight and strong. Your left hand might come into center if that feels stronger, or you'll keep it under the left shoulder. Just listen to your body on this one. Dumbbells in the right. We're going to exhale, row. Exhale, tricep kick back. Slow and controlled, trying to keep those shoulders even with one another, hips even with one another. If you haven't started, join me now. We are doing 25 seconds on each side. Exhale, stabilizing through hips. Looks easier than it is, isn't it? Exhale, pressing, elongating the spine. So again, not allowing any rounding there. Nice and tall from the crown to the tail. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Quick switch. 25 seconds. Second side. Noticing that breath. Row. And then kick back. That is 2 movements, 2 breaths here. Exhale, row. Exhale, kick back. Notice where that hip is shifting. And we try to bring it back down. We're here for 3, 2. Finish that one. So good. Oh, amazing work. Take a quick drink if you would like, because now we're going to lay down. So a supine pull over. It's our last move with the blue side up. You'll bring one dumbbell with you. Head, neck, and shoulders. Nice and relaxed on that Bosu. So head, neck, and shoulders should be on. I don't want this here. I want you to fully put head, neck, and shoulders on there. Feet should be under your knees. So when you lift up those hips, they're not crossing over the knees. Now, baby on the inside here, if this doesn't feel comfortable, even though our head is slightly elevated, if we lift the hips, it's not feeling good, you can do this move without lifting your hips, and it should be okay on your back. If it's not okay, you can also use a stability ball to lift your heart up a little bit higher. Okay, so let's come up into our bridge position. Dumbbell comes above our chest. We inhale, allow that dumbbell to come in line with our crown. Exhale, we pull it all the way to our thighs. Inhale, release that dumbbell, bring it down, open up through the shoulders. Don't let go of that alignment. Exhale, bring it all the way up. So we are pressing through our heels, lifting through our hips, and with control here, we are bringing that dumbbell around our body. So a supine bridge pull over here. As your shoulders get into this movement, maybe you feel them able to have a little more range of motion below or behind your head, but really embrace that here. Don't let it go. Don't allow them to drop. You are in control. Use that breath. Lifting through pelvic floor, engaging through core upwards. Beautiful work here. 4, 3, 2, and finish this one here all the way through center. Drop it down. Oh, how do those glutes feel? We are standing all the way up. I want you to flip your Bosu over, stork stance with a reverse fly to a bicep curl. So we are taking both dumbbells here, standing in the center of your Bosu with your left leg, finding that stability, lifting the other leg. We are lowering down into that stork stance, controlled reverse fly, standing all the way up, bicep curl. Here we go, 50 seconds, 25 on each leg, all the way up, slowing it down here. So in that reverse fly, we often want to add momentum because then we can have more range of motion. Squeezing those shoulder blades, really resist that urge. Even if you're going less deep, this is our last one. Open up the chest. And then raise and rise. Feel that left glute. Yes. And then shift into your other foot. Right foot now planted. Left leg extends. It's going to be different. Exhale, fly. Exhale, stand. Exhale, curl. Inhales and releases come in between. Drop through those hips. All the way up. And you can see my foot's not centered, so I am leaning one direction. That's okay. We could adjust it. We don't have to. Ooh, and then that happens. Stand all the way back up. Bicep curl. The most important part all about balance, yes, it's core, yes, it's alignment, but the most important part is to not take yourself too seriously. And done. So good. Okay, shake that out. We're staying on the black side of our Bosu though. Next one, we are doing an alternating march and punch. So if you can, bring your feet together because we're alternating them. So right knee is going to come up, left arm is punching, and then we switch. Join me here. 50 seconds. Inhale, back down, reset. So now that we're finding our rhythm here, as one arm punches, try to pull the other shoulder blade back. Drop through that lifted hip so they stay even. Staying connected here. If we've let go of that breath, if we've rushed anything, bring it back. This is our final move of our first set. And then we'll repeat these 6 moves. You've got this. Keep it going here for 4, 3, 2, and done. Woo! So good. Place those dumbbells down. Grab a sip of water, sip of coffee. So good to see you this morning. Good morning. Love all of you joining in here. Grab that sip, and then we are back to our side lunge to squat. That one, we are doing 50 seconds on each leg. Now I'm going to try to set up a little bit better this time so I don't have to adjust my Bosu in between, and I can just shuffle over to the other leg. 50 seconds. I'm going to start right leg on the Bosu this time, left leg off. Roll those shoulders back and down. If you'd like a little bit of a different resistance here, you can bring your dumbbells up towards your shoulders and it would look here. If you like them down and we're able to keep our chest nice and open, you can do that. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So into that side lunge. Remember, keep your foot a little bit on the side of center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to stand. Inhale when we're lowering here. Exhale as we're standing. So this is slow and controlled as can be. Yes, we need just a little bit of a pop to get from that side lunge into the squat, but our landings are soft. That's where you will feel it differently in your core. Soft landing, soft raise. Floating that leg back and forth. Inhale, lower. Exhale, raise. You've got this. Proud chest. Hips coming out behind. Think about stacking through those vertebrae. Last one here. So good. Left foot stays on the left of the circle. Whew. And then we'll step out to the side with our right. Inhale down, side lunge. Exhale, up. We keep working with these balancing moves because our body is literally different every day, every week. Our hormones fluctuate, our sleep, our nourishment, our hydration, our energy are all participants in how our body can balance, connect, and move as one unit. So if you've wondered why Sunday mornings continue to give you that amazing challenge, it's because you're beautifully different every week. 3, 2, 1. Or maybe some weeks, maybe today is super easy for you. And that's amazing too, because we do build strength through these movements. Okay, knees on the Bosu. Pregnant mamas, I want you to think about how you felt in that first round. Now, this is safe for that core. However, if you were noticing that you were pushing out through belly, or you saw or felt any tenting, doming, or coning, I want you to consider possibly pulling out of that. But before you do, reconnect to that breath. Before we row and then before we kick back, think about exhaling and that lift coming from the pelvic floor, belly button up towards the spine. See if that changes anything. If our breath strategy doesn't change anything, then we will get rid of the Bosu. So bringing our knees and our hands to the same height. See what happens there. All right, if that's still not working for our bodies, stand it up, hinge, and we'll come into a row and a kickback, either a single or a double standing with that hinge. Awesome. Right hand has the dumbbell, left hand on the ground, 2, and 1. Here we go. Exhale into the row. Exhale into that kickback. On the exhales, we are lifting through that core unit. On the inhales, we are releasing. You've got this. Keep it going here. Squeezing, lifting, exhale, pressing back. 25 seconds on each arm. 3, 2, and 1. Switching here. Other hand drops down. Exhale, row. Exhale, kick back. If we need to bring that hand a little more through center, you adjust. Exhale, row. Exhale, kick it back. You've got this. Hips and shoulders nice and even. You showed up this morning. Make each repetition worth something. Bring in that intention. Bring in that mindfulness. Tune into what's going on in your body this morning. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, so good there. Amazing work. We're coming onto our back for our supine bridging pullover. So if that didn't feel good on the Bosu, again, a stability ball might feel better, or all the way down onto the floor. So feet should be under knees. Relaxing head, neck, and shoulders. Again, not coming into that crunching position, allowing them to relax. Lift up through the hips. Here we go. 50 seconds. Start above our chest. Inhale, begin to drop that dumbbell behind. Maybe those hips lift a little bit higher as you bring the dumbbell closer. Try to keep them at that height as you inhale, finding that length, not allowing rib cage to flare. So that is also one of the purposes of keeping our head, neck, and shoulders nice and relaxed. Our rib cage should not be flaring and opening here. We are keeping it contained, especially on that exhale with our breath, but also protecting through our thoracic body as we become long and reach that dumbbell behind us. Your shoulder mobility and the strength in our upper body will determine how far that dumbbell comes back, and it doesn't matter. Staying in control and connection is what matters most here. Keep this breath going for 4, 3, 2, and done. Lowering down. So good. Okay, we're standing up. Our last 2 moves, standing on the Bosu, flipping that over, grabbing our 2 dumbbells. Right leg is going to be planted first. Standing all the way up. 3, 2, and 1. Coming into our stork stance. Drop that left hip. Exhale, reverse fly. Stand it all the way up. Exhale, bicep curl. Feel that shaking. That's where we're embracing. That's where we're strengthening. That's where we're teaching our body control and connection. So good. Dropping down. Raising up. You've got this. So strong here. All the way up. Switching legs. Left leg comes down. Right leg comes up. Drop that right hip. Exhale, reverse fly. Lowering it down. Bicep curl. Beautiful. Stork stance. Lowering down as much as feels comfortable. It doesn't have to be all the way parallel with the floor. Playing with those limits, but still staying within your control. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. One last move here, our march with punch. Bringing those feet together, rolling the shoulders back and down, bringing the dumbbells up. Punch and retract. So strong. So all about balance. Doesn't mean we're not going to sweat. Doesn't mean that heart rate's not going to get up. Even though we're not doing cardio or momentum, that heart rate increase is coming from moving our major muscle groups. Even with control, they require extra blood supply. You've got this, ladies. Any gentlemen joining in this morning? Good morning. Welcome. Happy Sunday. What a beautiful way to start your Sunday. 3, 2, and done. So good. All right, we have 2 moves as our core finisher today. Whew, I'm getting a little sweaty over here. Let's move this out of the way. Grab a sip of water, sip of coffee. We're coming onto our knees first. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Now easier, toes will stay connected onto the floor. Harder, we're lifting through our toes. We're going to lean back just a little bit, so bringing our hips towards our feet. Exhale all the way onto those knees. Okay, inhale. This is also tricky. As soft as possible, place those hands back down where they were. So you don't want them being really close to the Bosu. That's a little easier. So if we need it, it's there, but try to create that little bit of a space so we have our long spine. Exhale. All the way up, connect. Release on that inhale, and then we connect again as we lower so we can gently place those hands back down. So again, toes can be connected. We could put our hands down really close, or toes can be lifted, creating more space. I'm just going to switch over to the side here. You keep going. Exhale all the way up. And this one, even with a cushion or just on the floor, this will still work through that core range of motion. All the way up. One last one here. So lower down with control. Last one, raise it up. Beautiful. Okay, final move here. We're going to get that heart rate up a little bit. We're going to work flipping over onto the black side into our push-ups. Now, lots of variations here. On the black side, I will show you a variation on the blue side as well. So black side, we can have our knees fairly close. My groveling push-up, that's what I call it anyways, with hips up into the air, chest comes down towards the black, and then we press away. So this takes pressure off the rectus abdominis for pregnant mamas, healing core. We can bring those knees a little bit further away, still bringing our shoulders over top of our hands. Exhale here. So kneeling push-ups, toes can be down or up, whichever feels more comfortable. Or we could come into our full push-ups on the black side. If you're wanting a little bit more stability through the upper body, this would be a little bit harder on the wrists, but maybe feels good for you. We can come onto the blue side into either offset push-ups, narrow push-ups, wide push-ups on that blue side. So lots of options here for your Bosu push-ups. 30 seconds, push-ups. This is our last move. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We inhale down. Exhale, raise and rise. You are connecting to that core. Blow before you go. So before you start pressing away from the floor, pelvic floor, transverse abdominals lock in, and then we release them as we lower. Inhale down. Exhale, raise and rise. Smile. Working into triceps, chest, upper back. Squeeze those shoulder blades as we drop it down, and then press away with your entire being for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands can stay on the bosu. Drop down into child's pose. Reach those fingertips forward. Sink the hips back. Nice, quick, lovely, yet slow moving. All about balance this morning. Move that bosu out of the way, coming off of all fours onto the knees, reaching above, hands come together, dropping through the right, really allowing your belly to open here. So releasing, not pressing the rib cage forward, but allowing that belly to be nice and soft. Now we've connected to it for 30 minutes. Opposite side. Reaching. Really nice work here. Releasing through there, coming onto your seat. Tucking your toes towards your knees, kicking out through your heel, and then stack your other leg over top, fire log. So knees and ankles should be stacked really tall here. Start to feel this opening through your pelvis. It might feel good to tent our fingers behind us, slightly opening through the chest. Or for some of us, we might start rounding a little bit and reaching in front. So whichever feels better. Taking some breaths here. Inhaling. And exhaling, releasing through the hips, maybe feeling that top leg drop down a little bit more. So good. Let's switch our legs. So lifting one and the other. Beautiful work here. Again, finding this variation on this side that works for your body. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed. You're all about balance. This will be posted in IGTV, so if you missed it live, it will be up there for you. Reaching all the way up. Now just simply cross the legs for a moment, shifting so that the glutes, sits bones are connected. Roll those shoulders up and down, and I want you to visualize your pelvic floor. As you inhale, I want you to feel it melting, softening, and then on the exhale, feel it relax deeper. So we're going to do 3 more breaths. Inhale, release. Exhale, melt. Inhale, release. Exhale, melt. Inhale, release. Exhale, melt. That pelvic floor, your shoulders, your jaw should all be nice and relaxed. Now, any other stretches you need, please go ahead, go drink some water, have a delicious breakfast, maybe some coffee or tea. Thank you for joining me. Happy Sunday.